Hey there, Sugarbee family. The wait is over. Episode 8 of Blood of My Blood looks like it's about to change everything we thought we knew. The new trailer teases betrayals, heartbreak, and political turmoil that could tear the Mackenzie family apart forever. But here's the real question. Will Ellen survive the scandal that now threatens not only her reputation but also her very life? Stay with me, because we're breaking down every hidden clue and shocking twist from the Episode 8 trailer. And trust me, you do not want to miss this. The Episode 8 trailer wastes no time pulling us straight into the heart of danger. The first frames are not of love, passion, or quiet family moments. We are instead greeted by darkness. The screen glows with the flicker of candlelight, shadows stretching across stern, calculating faces. This alone tells us something critical. The tone of the story has shifted. What began as a tale of romance and secret affections is now becoming a story of survival, loyalty, and the crushing weight of political choices that could determine the Mackenzie's fate for generations to come. The whispers we hear aren't about secret lovers or family gossip, they're about the Jacobite cause. The trailer reminds us that rebellion is no longer a distant threat looming in the background. It is here, in the rooms where decisions are made. These whispers feel heavy, almost like ghosts pressing in on the characters, and the Mackenzie name is right in the middle of it. The family's reputation, their honor, and their safety are suddenly tied to a cause that could bring either glory or ruin. Dougal is at the center of this storm. We see him in flashes, his expression lit with that dangerous mix of passion and recklessness we've come to know so well. And then the chilling words are spoken. He pledges his support and even his family's wealth to the Jacobite cause. It's a bold move, one that might inspire some, but it also puts everything the Mackenzies hold dear in jeopardy. The rebellion is not a safe bet, it's a gamble with lives, homes, and futures, and Dougal, blinded by his fervor, is willing to stake it all? What makes this moment in the trailer even more powerful is the silence of those around him. We see Colm in the shadows, his face etched with worry and fear. Colm, who has always been cautious, knows exactly what this means. Ruin could come faster than they expect. And Ellen is, right there in the thick of it, standing in spaces that are dangerous even for men, let alone for a woman whose reputation is already precarious. Ellen's presence in the Jacobite meeting is shocking, but it also reveals her strength. She's not there for adventure or curiosity, she's there to save her family. The trailer shows her eyes darting around the room, weighing every word, trying to gauge the mood, as though searching for a way to pull Dougal back from the edge before it's too late. But the heartbreaking part is that she fails. We see the moment Dougal makes his pledge, and Ellen's face falls. The Mackenzie family has been dragged into the rebellion, whether she likes it or not. This chapter of the trailer makes one thing clear. Episode 8 is not about secret glances and whispered promises of love anymore. It's about politics, power, and the terrible price of reckless choices. For the Mackenzies, survival is no longer guaranteed, and Ellen's desperate attempts to hold everything together may not be enough to shield her family from the storm that's coming. If there's one image from the Episode 8 trailer that has everyone talking, it's Ellen and Brian finally being caught in each other's arms. This is the moment they've been waiting for, the embrace that proves their love is real, deep, and undeniable. But instead of feeling victorious, the scene lands like a death sentence. The trailer makes it painfully clear, what should have been a private moment of passion has turned into public scandal, and it could very well cost them everything. We don't just see their love, we see the reaction to it. The editing is sharp and deliberate. Quick flashes of angry stares fill the screen. Murmurs ripple across the hall. Whispers carrying Ellen's name like poison in the air. Ellen Mackenzie, once spoken with respect, is now laced with disgust and judgment. The contrast is striking. Love and betrayal, intimacy and exposure, joy and humiliation. It's as though the trailer wants us to feel the suffocating weight of every eye in the room turning on Ellen in that single instant. Lord Lovett's watchful presence makes this scene even more sinister. He has always been calculating, a man who thrives on control and manipulation, and now he has the perfect weapon. With a scandal this explosive, Ellen becomes vulnerable in ways she's never been before. Lovett doesn't need to raise a sword. All he needs is her secret, now exposed, to shatter her standing and tighten his grip on her family. The trailer's subtle glance of him smirking in the background suggests that he already knows how to use this to his advantage. And then, there's Malcolm Grant. The trailer confirms what we feared. Lovett wastes no time informing Malcolm of Elon's relationship with Brian. Malcolm, whose obsession with Ellen has always bordered on dangerous, is shown reading a letter with trembling hands. His face twists with rage and betrayal. This isn't the kind of man who quietly accepts rejection. If anything, the trailer hints that Malcolm may unleash his anger in ways that could threaten not only Ellen but also Brian, who has now become the rival standing in his way. What's striking here is the danger Ellen faces simply for loving someone. In today's world, it might be dismissed as drama, but in her time, this is a scandal of the highest order. A woman's honor was her power, her shield, and her future. Without it, she could lose everything: status, marriage prospects, even her safety. The trailer's atmosphere suggests this won't just be whispers in the halls. It will become a trial by fire, where Ellen is forced to endure humiliation and perhaps even the threat of physical consequences. The tragedy of the moment is that Ellen and Brian don't seem to care who sees them. They embrace as if the world has disappeared, blind to the storm gathering around them. And that's the heartache. Their love is pure, but their carelessness has doomed them. Episode 8 is shaping up to be the moment where Elon's forbidden love finally collides with the brutal reality of her world. And from the looks of this trailer, there may be no escaping the consequences. One of the quiet yet most powerful moments in the Episode 8 trailer belongs to Murdo. For so long, we've seen him as the wounded friend, the man who stood at Brian's side, trusted him like a brother, only to feel the sting of betrayal when the truth about Ellen came out. His anger was raw, his heartbreak obvious, and who could blame him? To love someone deeply and then discover that your closest friend is her secret choice is the kind of pain that cuts to the bone. But in Episode 8, the trailer suggests something remarkable. Murdo is changing. Gone is the man blinded by rage, replaced instead with someone more complicated, someone who, despite his pain, is beginning to see the bigger picture. In a quick shot, we catch his eyes watching Ellen and Brian. And what's there is not hatred, not even bitterness, it's understanding. That single look says it all. Murdo finally accepts that their love is not some fleeting affair or act of betrayal for betrayal's sake. It's real, it's deep, and it's something he cannot deny, no matter how much it hurts him. This shift in Murdo's character is huge, because it means he might no longer stand as an obstacle between them. Instead, he could become their unlikely ally. And yet, this is where the tension really deepens. One man's support, even a loyal and strong man like Murdo, may not be enough when the forces lined up against Ellen and Brian are this powerful. We're not just talking about jealous suitors or disapproving family members anymore. We're talking about Lord Lovett, a man who wields manipulation like a weapon. We're talking about Malcolm Grant, whose obsession with Ellen has already reached a dangerous level. And we're talking about the larger political firestorm of the Jacobite Rebellion, which threatens to consume everyone in its path. Murdo's journey also adds an emotional layer to the story that fans will resonate with. Here's a man who could easily choose bitterness. He could turn his heartbreak into vengeance. He could expose Ellen and Brian himself, or let them suffer without lifting a finger. But instead, the trailer suggests that his loyalty to love, to friendship, to truth may outweigh his personal pain. That's not just growth. That's heroism in its quietest, most human form. Of course, the lingering question remains: what can Murdo actually do? In a world where a woman's reputation can be destroyed by whispers, where powerful men write letters that conceal fates, and where war itself is brewing, how much difference can one man make? The answer may surprise us. Sometimes, it's not about overturning the storm, it's about standing firm when the storm comes. And if Murdo chooses to stand with Ellen and Brian, even as the walls close in, his presence could give them the strength to fight when everything seems lost. Episode 8 may prove that. Murdo's broken heart becomes the foundation of his courage. And in a story filled with betrayal and scandal, his change of heart might be one of the most powerful twists of all. If Chapter 2 showed us Ellen and Brian's love being exposed, Chapter 4 takes that exposure and magnifies it into a full-blown scandal. The trailer captures this shift perfectly by focusing on Malcolm Grant, the one man we least wanted to see in possession of the truth. A letter arrives, likely penned by Lord Lovett himself, who never misses a chance to manipulate. On the camera lingers on Malcolm's reaction. His hands tremble as he unfolds the parchment, his eyes scanning the words. And then we see it. His lips curl into a grimace of rage. That small detail tells us everything. Ellen's fate has now fallen into the hands of a man whose obsession has always been dangerous. For seasons, Malcolm's desire for Ellen has been portrayed as both obsessive and unsettling. He has never loved her in the way Brian does, selflessly, fully, without demand. Instead, Malcolm has treated her as a prize to be won, a possession that would elevate his status and satisfy his pride. Now, with this letter confirming her relationship with Brian, his obsession transforms into something darker. Rejection is one thing, but humiliation, public humiliation, is another. And Malcolm Grant is not a man who suffers humiliation quietly. The danger here isn't just about Malcolm's personal rage, it's about the world Ellen lives in. In today's terms, being caught in a forbidden romance might cause gossip or strained relationships. But back then, it was everything. A woman's chastity wasn't just a private matter, it was her future, her family's honor, and sometimes even her life. To be accused of impropriety was to be branded with shame. It could destroy marriage prospects, fracture alliances, and put entire clans at risk. That's the weight Ellen is now forced to carry. And the trailer makes it clear this will not end with whispers alone. The most chilling hint in the trailer comes when Ellen's name is spoken with scorn, followed by an image of stern faces gathered in judgment. The implication is terrifying. Ellen may be subjected to an examination, a humiliating and invasive ordeal meant to prove her chastity or expose her as ruined. This wasn't uncommon in that era, and the very suggestion of it shows just how far the scandal has escalated. For Ellen, who has fought so hard to protect her family and navigate treacherous political waters, this is a nightmare scenario, one that strips away her agency and reduces her to nothing more than her reputation. What makes the stakes even higher is the timing. The Jacobite rebellion is brewing, alliances are fragile, and the Mackenzie family name is already under scrutiny thanks to Dougal's reckless pledge. Ellen's scandal becomes more than a personal issue, it's political ammunition. For Lord Lovett, it's a tool to tighten his control. For Malcolm Grant, it's the justification for revenge. And for Colum, it's yet another reason to fear his family will collapse under the weight of dishonor. The trailer doesn't show us how far Malcolm will go, but the message is clear. Ellen is cornered. Her love has been turned into a weapon against her, and unless she finds a way out, Episode 8 could push her into the most humiliating and dangerous trial of her life. Henry's Journey in the Blood of My Blood Episode 8 trailer is nothing short of heartbreaking. From the very first shot, we see a young man torn between two worlds, the one he wants to leave behind and the one that refuses to let him go. The trailer paints this struggle with haunting visuals. Henry sprinting through the shadows, his breath ragged, his face illuminated only by fleeting torches. It's a desperate attempt to outrun his past. But just as he reaches for freedom, unseen hands grab him and pull him back. The imagery is unmistakable. Henry may want to escape, but the Grants have no intention of letting him go. What makes Henry's story so tragic is his desire to belong somewhere else. Anywhere else. He has always been caught between the brutality of his clan and his yearning for something gentler, something more human. The trailer makes it clear. Henry is suffocating under the weight of expectations, the violence of his family, and the haunting knowledge that his heart has already chosen Julia. Even though their paths may never cross again, the most gut-wrenching moment comes with his farewell to Buddy, a fleeting shot, but one that feels final. Buddy isn't just a companion, he represents Henry's innocence, his softer side, the part of him that still dares to hope for loyalty and love. As he whispers goodbye, the tone is unmistakable. This isn't a temporary partying, it feels like the end of something irreplaceable. The trailer lingers just long enough on Henry's expression for us to sense that he doesn't believe he's coming back. And yet, even in his darkest moment, Henry becomes a lifeline for Ellen. The trailer offers a glimpse of him with her, their eyes meeting in a moment that feels both tender and urgent. Two broken souls, both trying to claw their way out of impossible destinies, suddenly find themselves bound together. For Ellen, who faces scandal and humiliation, Henry might be her only chance at survival. He knows firsthand what it feels like to be trapped by family and fate, and in that shared pain, he offers her something precious: understanding. The contrast is powerful. Where Malcolm sees Ellen as a possession and Lord Lovett views her as leverage, Henry sees her humanity. He doesn't try to control her, doesn't try to dictate her choices, he simply wants to help her survive. This makes his role in the trailer even more compelling. Despite his own heartbreak over Julia, Henry finds purpose in standing by Ellen. It's not love in the romantic sense, it's solidarity born out of suffering, and that makes it all the more moving. But the danger surrounding them both cannot be ignored. Henry's ties to the Grants mean that every step he takes toward helping Ellen puts him in direct conflict with his own blood. Betrayal isn't something easily forgiven in his clan, and the trailer's quick flashes of angry faces and shadowed halls remind us just how steep the price of defiance will be. As the episode looms, Henry's desperate struggle feels like the emotional core of the story. He is a man on the edge, yearning to break free, haunted by love lost, and now holding the fragile hope of saving someone else. Whether he succeeds or falls to the same forces dragging him back, remains one of Episode 8's most haunting questions. the trailer for Blood of My Blood. Episode 8 saves one of its most powerful moments for the very end, and it belongs to Julia. We see her in a quiet, dimly lit room, her face half-shadowed by the glow of candlelight. She is holding letters, their edges worn, her hands trembling ever so slightly. The camera lingers long enough for us to notice one crucial detail: Henry's name scrawled across the front. It's a name that instantly shifts the energy of the scene, transforming Julia's solitude into something electric. Something world-shattering. For Julia, these letters are not just scraps of parchment, they are windows into the soul of a man she has loved but never fully understood. Up until now, she has sensed Henry's turmoil, his fractured loyalty between family duty and his yearning for freedom, but she has never been given the whole truth. The trailer suggests that is about to change. As the music swells, her eyes widen in shock, and we realize she's uncovering everything Henry has been hiding: his despair, his desperation to escape, and possibly even his connection to Ellen. The decision to end the trailer here is nothing short of genius. For one, it gives Julia the narrative weight she deserves. Often caught in the crossfire of politics and family intrigue, she has felt like a bystander to Henry's suffering. But now, the letters place her directly in the center of the storm. She becomes the vessel through which the audience may finally see Henry's inner world laid bare, not just his silent struggles but the written confessions of a man torn apart. Her reaction in that moment, eyes wide, lips parted, the camera cutting to black before we can see more, is the perfect cliffhanger. Will she respond with compassion, realizing Henry's love for her is as deep as it is tragic? Or will she feel betrayed, discovering secrets that tie him closer to Ellen and the Mackenzie family than she ever imagined? The trailer keeps us guessing, but the possibilities are enormous. Julia's discovery doesn't just affect her relationship with Henry, it could ripple out and change the trajectory of Ellen's fate as well. If Julia uncovers proof of Henry's intentions to help Ellen, she could become an unexpected ally, standing beside Ellen in her darkest hour. Alternatively, her reaction could fuel new conflict, especially if she feels that Henry's bond with Ellen undermines his devotion to her. In either case, Julia is no longer a passive observer. She is stepping into the role of decision-maker, and in a story already teetering on the edge of rebellion and scandal, her choices will matter. The brilliance of ending on Julia also lies in tone. After scenes of rebellion, betrayal, and looming examinations, the camera shifts to a single character in isolation. The silence is deafening, the tension unbearable. Then the music swells as she realizes the truth. Cut to black. It leaves us desperate for answers, for Julia's next move, for the fallout her discovery will unleash. In that final moment, the trailer promises that episode 8 won't just be about battles or scandal, it will be about truth, the kind that destroys and liberates in equal measure. And Julia, with those letters in her hands, now holds the power to shape not only Henry's destiny but Elon's as well. If the earlier chapters of the trailer revealed scandal, rebellion, and heartbreak, the closing beats bring everything together in one chilling message. Episode 8 will not be a love story, it will be a survival story. The tone is darker, heavier, and more urgent than anything we've seen so far in Blood of My Blood. The trailer doesn't linger on romance or stolen moments. Instead, it hammers home the cost of desire, the brutality of politics, and the weight of family honor hanging by a thread. The Mackenzies stand at the heart of the storm, and their downfall feels closer than ever. Column's leadership is strained. Dougal's reckless promises to fund the Jacobite rebellion have tied their family name to a dangerous cause, and Ellen's scandal threatens to shatter the fragile alliances that keep them afloat. For a clan that has fought so hard to maintain respect and power, the risk of ruin now looms like a shadow over every candlelit scene. We see faces hardened with worry, whispers exchanged in corners, and the unmistakable tension of a family bracing for impact. Ellen's plight is perhaps the most harrowing. Once the fierce yet cautious protector of her family's reputation, she now finds herself on the brink of public humiliation. The trailer teases the possibility of an examination, a cruel and degrading ordeal that could decide her fate. For Ellen, the stakes are more than personal. Her honor is tied to her family's future, and one false step could drag the Mackenzies into permanent disgrace. Each shot of her in the trailer, her chin lifted in defiance, her eyes brimming with fear, captures the impossible position she's in. Survival, not romance, is now her only goal. For Brian, the man who has loved Ellen beyond reason, the threat is just as devastating. He risks losing the only woman he has ever truly loved, not to death, but to the crushing force of politics, scandal, and betrayal. His presence in the trailer is brief, but powerful. Silent, desperate glances that speak of a man preparing to fight against impossible odds. It is love in its rawest form. Not sweet or tender, but bruised, bloodied, and clinging to hope. Then there's Henry, the wild card of the story. His struggle has always been about escape, about carving out an identity apart from the cruelty of his family. The trailer suggests he may finally break free or break apart. The haunting farewell to Buddy, the desperate run through the shadows. The quiet moment with Eleanor, these flashes hint at a man at his breaking point. Will he find redemption by helping Ellen, or will his own pain consume him before he can? His arc alone promises to tear at the audience's heartstrings. When all of these threads come together, obsession, scandal, love, and betrayal, the result is high-stakes drama at its most devastating. Blood of My Blood has always thrived on the clash between passion and survival. But Episode 8 looks like it will push those themes further than ever before. The trailer promises not just heartbreak, but irreversible consequences. This is the kind of episode that doesn't just move the story forward, it changes it forever. So, Sugarbee family, that's where the trailer leaves us, on the edge of heartbreak, betrayal, and survival. Episode 8 isn't shaping up to be a tale of romance anymore. It's about who can withstand the storm and who will be broken by it. Ellen's honor is at stake. Brian's love is being tested. Henry is walking a razor's edge between freedom and collapse. And the Mackenzie family stands closer than ever to ruin. The question now is, will love be strong enough to endure politics, scandal, and vengeance? Or will Episode 8 mark the point where everything changes forever? I want to hear from you. Do you think Ellen will find a way to protect her name and her family? Or is this the beginning of her tragic downfall? And what about Henry? Is he the key to survival? Or just another soul destined to be lost in the chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I'll be diving into your theories in the next video. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a single update from Blood of My Blood. Until next time, this is Sugarbee, signing off, but trust me, the storm is only just beginning.